defeated some #1 teams in the country before. How do you maybe prepare your team to go play the #1 team in the country mentally?
The biggest thing is just do your job. I mean, you got to get them to just embrace doing their job. I mean, and don't listen to any of the noise or the hype. I mean, you just worry about what you can control, and that's your job and how you execute together. And if you got the discipline to do that, you give yourself the best opportunity.
You said the bye gave you like a little more time to kind of separate the film that you watch. I'm sure it gives you some time to reflect too. You're 3-2 on the season, like 5 weeks in. What's your overall assessment on your team those first 5 weeks when you look back?
It's a team that's got to get better. I mean, each game or whatever reveals little things that you can improve on, and so you just try to get better. I mean, if there's something glaring, I mean, you have to aggressively address it, either keep running it or run something different or replace guys, whatever. But if it's our case, it's just overall the combination of youth and experience and number of plays guys have had. We need to manufacture that the best we can on the practice field with really good focus, and then the other would be to get the most that we can out of the film, because we're not able to get an extra year or two of experience. We've got to manufacture it and just be sharper on what we do have the opportunity to do.
Christian Ford, coach, 2 catches against LSU, 4 against A&M. We're starting to see him get a lot more playing time. What have you seen from him that has kind of allowed that to happen?
He's a great example of a steady worker. If anybody's working afterwards, it's him. He works incredibly hard, never stops working, and then he's a pretty optimistic guy. I mean, if he makes a bad play, the next play's going to be a good one. He doesn't go in the dumps if something doesn't go right. And, he's just steadily worked hard and made himself a player. So, yeah. Like Ford, like if this thing started to cave in on Ford, wouldn't bother him a bit. He just set it back. See, I learned that from Ford.
You're not too rattled from that. Defensively, what strides do you think you guys have made coming off that win on the road there in a hostile environment to perform the way you did? What strides have you seen defensively?
Well, we felt like we could have played better, and then the other thing is try not to make too much out of it and just do the best you can. I mean, you want to stay out of your own way on that type of thing, and then a loud place like that, communication's key. And I thought overall as a team we communicated quite well.
Do you feel like that now that these receivers are kind of getting a good idea of what you want them to do you feel like you're creating enough chaos in the secondary? Because it certainly felt against A&M there were a lot of people open just about every play.
Not enough, but more. And then the better you protect, the more you have an opportunity to do that. I mean, sometimes you would have chaos, except you got to get rid of the ball or can't hold it long enough for it to develop. So, we're improving in both areas, and we got to keep improving. Where I still view us as quite a ways off.
What do you think of the strides that Mekhi has made, and what's his ceiling as a player, you think? Because you've been around receivers a long time. I mean, a guy like that, what have you really seen from him?
Well, consistency. He's the best example of consistency of our receiving corps. And can say he's not the biggest, and he's not the strongest, he's not the fastest, but he is the most consistent. And as a result, he's done a lot of really good things. And so, the key is turn some of those other guys into kind of, the polished version of themselves, kind of like Mekhi is. And